Astros win last night 9-2. Alex Bregman hits 2 home runs. They've won 4 of their last 5. Things are looking better. The vibes seem good. Spencer Arrighetti was good.
They certainly seem better since last I was here. And if you want to go all the way back to that absolutely disastrous road trip, Joe, where the Astros, lost 5 of 6 to not just the Nationals, but also the Chicago Cubs. It felt pretty rock bottom there. But for what it's worth, they've won 10 of 16 since that moment in time. They're starting to play teams that aren't in first place. 10-6, that's a 62.5% clip and over 141 games now that we're officially a quarter of the way through the year. That would give the Astros about 75, 76 more wins, which means they'd have 91 to 92 wins on the year, which is where they were last year when somehow still were able to win the AL West. So I think we all should be feeling a little bit better.
Yeah, there's definitely lots of things to feel better about. And I think the conversation does really start with Alex Bregman. I mean, what he's done over the last 5 games, he looks more comfortable. The 2 home runs last night.
Yeah.
I mean, moving down to the 6th spot seems to have done him well for people like me who doubted Jeremy Booth. I think we have to eat a little crow.
We might have to have him back on again.
Yeah.
Will you kiss his ring?
For a parade? Because that's kind of what it feels like he wants right now.
Can you imagine what he'll be like when he comes in, too?
I can. I've seen his Twitter account.
There will be so many dramatic pauses as he smirks, which is my favorite thing. I like Jeremy a lot. But if you were watching this when Jeremy Booth was in, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
It's something like that.
He was sitting in between us, and when we would ask him a pointed question, he would do this dramatic pause.
Yeah.
And he would let it marinate because things were going in a direction where he was going to look right ultimately.
Yeah. Well,
I understand the touchdown dances he might be doing online right now.
Moving Jeremy Pena into the top 4 has worked very, very well for the team. Whether he's batting 4th or batting 2nd like he did twice this weekend, he continues to be on an absolute heater. He's up to 338 this season. He is everything you could have wanted and more from him in 2024. And last year was just, it looks like a sophomore slump, but even then, this is better than he ever looked his rookie year. Like, this looks like the next stage of Jeremy Pena as a baseball player. Everything's there. He looks, we talked about this yesterday, Sean and I, he just looks extra fast on the base path.
That's my boy.
He's got 4 home runs this season. Like, everything is working well for him. He's playing great defense. Then Alex Bregman, you move to the 6th spot. Now he's up to 218. He was below the Mendoza line at one point this weekend. So it just feels like everything for him has started to turn around. John Singleton still being a solid first baseman, way better, obviously, than anything you were getting than Jose Abreu.
I mean, for the Abreu thing, it's just anyone's better. Yeah. Honestly, the rest of the year, that position is solved by default.
Yes. It is very solved. I mean, but he's getting 6 to 7 at-bats a day.
Yeah. Got to work on those quick twitch muscles.
Yeah, I on aside from this, when like the pregame interviews, I didn't know what to expect from the questions and answers we would get about Jose Abreu.
Pregame interviews when?
With Joe Espada.
Gotcha.
They asked him yesterday how he's doing.
Oh.
And they said he's doing well, and they said he's getting 6 to 7 at-bats a day.
Here's a real question. Does Joe Espada actually know what's going on?
Also, like, can you define well?
I mean,
is the bat twitchness back?
Right. Because I imagine whatever information is being passed to Joe Espada from West Palm Beach would probably be via text or, I guess, phone call. But I'm skeptical that they're going to be sending frame-by-frame Zapruder breakdowns of every single swing Jose Abreu's having in a batting cage against who the hell knows is pitching.
A-ball guys?
Yeah.
Low A-ball guys? Rookie ball? Like, I don't... Yeah, you're right. Like, I don't
Brandon Belak, since he's DFA?
Maybe.
Is that where he is right now?
He's also in West Palm Beach, but... So I think those updates are funny because I don't really know what they mean, and I still don't really believe he'll ever play first base again for the Houston Astros.
It's hard to believe, and it's a tough spot for I think Joe Espada to be put in. This is similar to when Bill O'Brien used to get asked questions about what the Texans would be doing at quarterback when there were a bunch of injuries. Like, hey, will you sign Colin Kaepernick? Like, that's not a question he should be fielding. It should be Rick Smith. But if you don't make the general manager available that often, except for via the flagship station, then you're not going to be able to get that information.
Immediate text we get here from the 281. Bregman has had one good game. Let's calm down a little. You don't want the letdown again.
I do agree with that to an extent. I mean, look, he's been playing better of late, but come on. I agree with what Lance was saying this morning, which is that he always gets off to these slow starts. He's a master procrastinator, but it's the A's. And I don't care if the A's have a better record than they've had in years past. To me, it's still the Oakland A's.
It
They're
is.
Pores.
The last 7 days, he's hitting 286. So his OBP is 310. His OPS is 882 in the last 7 days. He's 8 for 28 in those at bats. The 2 home runs he got last night, the 6 RBIs he got last night, I believe it was. So, or I guess it was, I don't know if it was 4 or 6 last night, but
One game raised his average from 203 to 218.
so that's where.
Just remember that.
Yeah, it is hard. Like,
Great to see, and I hope
Yeah.
that this builds into something else, but we got to take it a game at a time.
100%. But it's just it looks more positive for him this whole weekend stretch. That this, 4 of the last 5 games they've won, he's been better in all of them. I'm not saying that like Alex Bregman is back in any big way, but it is for the first time this season outside of, because Mexico was like extra fraudulent. We all knew that. Like, it's everything that happened in Mexico just didn't feel real
Joe's
because the ball was
racist.
flying everywhere.
Joe hates Mexico.
I don't hate
Joe
Mexico.
wants to build a wall.
No. I love Mexico.
Oh, really? How many times have you been? You
Once.
love it so much. Oh, yes. Sounds like you don't like it. Sounds like you went there and didn't like it so much.
Well, I like to go to the really expensive parts,
Oh, the really expensive parts?
Yeah.
Where's that?
the all-inclusive parts.
Oh, yeah. I went to the all-inclusive once. It is a lot of money.
But it's a great
Good time, though.
It is a great time.
Good time. Yeah. Cabo,
But
baby.
it's just there's moments, right? Like are they going to make the playoffs? I don't know. Are they going to win 90 games? I don't know. But for the first time this season, there is a 5-game stretch where everything besides Christian Javier looks much better. Your bullpen is better. Your rotation is better. Verlander, Arrighetti last night was very good. Hunter Brown, 5 innings out of the bullpen this weekend, very good. Like the collective vibes of this team over a 5-game stretch are the best they've been in 2024.
And it's nice, but they're playing teams that they're better than. I mean, on
Fact.
paper, they are better than these teams. On paper, they are at the very least in the same stratosphere as a team like the New York Yankees, as a team who they lost 2 or 3 of, and I remember at the airport. I mean, they almost blew the 3rd one, and also, a team in Seattle who has been playing well. They lose 2 or 3 to that one too. So, I guess what you got to do is look at the game and look at the season in 15-game sample sizes or something like that. But the most recent 15-game sample size, even though they were losing 2 or 3 to first-place teams, they did take down Cleveland at least. You're feeling better, but everything is with a grain of salt. They still got a lot of ground to make up, and they're going to have to play at a 62.5% win percentage to make themselves have a realistic chance of even contending for the playoffs the last couple weeks of the year.
All right, here's Alex Bregman after yesterday's game talking about getting moved down in the order.
Not really, but wherever they want me to hit, I'm gonna hit. And I feel like over the course of 162, the cream always rises to the top.
Rises to the top.
What the hell does that mean? I've never understood that. The
That
cream rises to the
means
top?
The good are going to be good.
Oh, okay. I know that, if you mix like oil and water together, like the oil goes to the top, right? I believe. I don't know.
I think that's correct.
Does the vinegar go to the top? But the cream always goes to the top. Is a farming term, it feels like, and I'm just unfamiliar with that. I'm a city boy.
Yeah, I don't know what I mean. What does cream?
I don't know. I just
Always.
know cash moves everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bills, yo. And is Alex Bregman going to get dollar bills after his cream rose to the top? I don't know.
I mean, at this point, like he's just trying to like make a couple milli back the way he's been playing.
The first thing that comes up is Macho Man and Mean Gene. So Alex Bregman theoretically is quoting Macho Man Randy Savage.
I was gonna say that's how I know it. Or
Really?
That's like the first. Yeah.
Is that what it's from?
I mean, I don't think he invented it, but he definitely popularized it.
Yeah, that's correct.
Cream rises to the top.
From Quora, the expression, the cream always rises to the top, is a metaphor that means the best or most talented people or things will always be recognized or become successful regardless of the circumstances. Okay, so he's patting himself on the back a little bit.
Yeah.
After being asked if being moved down in the order means that he is actually better able to do his job. Interesting. Well, the cream is not rising to the top of the lineup necessarily. Back to his natural place.
He thinks it will though.
But
Because
don't.
he's the cream.
Don't let it.
Does that mean his talent or his place in the lineup or both?
It should just be his talent. The lineup shouldn't change this season again.
Again.
Maybe at least for a while.
I like that. No. Let's lock that in.
Games.
All right,
You got to run it with the same.
Pause. Deep breath.
Look at the camera.
The lineup should not change again. Alex Bregman should bat 6th the rest of the season.
Hell yeah, brother.
Jeremy Pena in the top 4 always. Jeremy Booth was right. Joe George was wrong.
But don't
I'm
say
the
that.
clown.
No, don't
I'm
say
the
that.
pumpkin.
No.
But now you're right.
You're right.
But now I'm right.
Listen, you're doing first take culture wrong, okay? That was you said the rest of the year, same lineup. We could edit all of this out.
Yeah.
It'll be a short.
And you emphatically slam your fist on the table, or I don't
It
know.
doesn't sound the same over here as Paul's slamming the fist.
Maybe
Yeah,
do you want there to be repercussions if he changes the lineup the rest of the year?
Like what? Fire Joe Espada?
Well, honestly, I mean, come on. It's May. We got to throw 100-mile-per-hour heat. It's take culture, baby.
It's true.
Yeah.
Text line says it comes from milking cows.
Okay.
So you're right,
Believe
Paul. You said farming.
It does
I don't
sound
know if
farm
you
boyish.
meant that when you said it, but
Yeah, I did.
Okay, it seems
yeah,
like you're
I
right.
mean, it's talking about milk.
Yeah,
I
where
know
else is-
milkman.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where else is cream like that heavily?
coffee. It starts at the top.
Yeah, it doesn't rise to the top.
I guess it
though.
falls to the bottom in coffee. It melts. Good, touche. Whoever is taking over for the Astros, keep it up from the 281. It's funny. I don't think like this is Jim Crane changing things. In fact, it might be the opposite
Why?
because it does feel that this was a top-down message about changing the lineup, and whether that's Joe Espada finally making the change and pushing back against Dana Brown and analytics, or vice versa. But this is one of those two guys is the ones making these changes. That they've decided that the lineup is going to be very different going forward. And I do hope it stays this way because it does feel like this is where they're the most comfortable. It also matters the most for the long term. Like your top 4, this is what it is in 2025 too. Altuve, Tucker, Alvarez, Pena. That's your core 4 going forward, at least through 2025. Alex Bregman's not part of that future. So I don't want to move him back into the top of the lineup because A, this is working. B, I don't care about his feelings. He's not going to be an Astro next year. If he's better in the 6th spot, then leave him there. That's where he should be. If he's like, well, I feel like if he's one of the 2 anonymous players that's complaining to people in management who are then telling Bob Nightingale that Joe Espada has poor communication, well, too bad. Like stay in the 6th spot. You're crushing it. Don't change, Alex Bregman. Just do what they say.
Spoken like true management. Suit Joe coming out.
Probably.
Hey, you do what you're asked to do, and you shut up.
Do it well. Cream rises to the top.
Do a good job, and the cream will rise to the top. Or you'll probably stay in the same role for a very long period of time.
Just be good. Be a good player.
Don't be bad.
Rise to the top that way.
Yeah. Also,
Think about your paycheck.
been one night, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think you can drop the cream rises to the top after your first good game of the season. I would like a little bit more.
Better than good. It was great, but I agree, Sean.
I mean, that's more of indictment than the other 50 games he's played. None of them have been good.
Hey, it's been 40 other games,
Hey,
okay?
well,
Not
guess
50.
what?